Welcome to IQD Dinar News, your go-to source for the latest updates on currency exchange rates, revaluation news, and insights into the Iraqi dinar. Stay informed and ahead of the curve with our timely analysis and breaking developments. The relationship between Iraq and the US has been significant for decades, particularly since the early 2000s, when the U.S.-led invasion of Iraq led to regime change and the eventual rebuilding of the country's institutions. American partnerships have been instrumental in providing Iraq with the necessary technical, financial, and diplomatic support to rebuild its infrastructure and economy. This support extends beyond immediate reconstruction needs, touching on long-term strategies to modernize Iraq's economy, diversify its revenue streams, and reduce its dependence on oil. The American involvement in Iraq is multifaceted. On the economic front, the U.S. has provided direct financial assistance, expert guidance, and facilitated investments to rebuild and expand Iraq's economic base. It is not just about aid, it is about forming partnerships that encourage sustainable growth. This involves facilitating private sector investment, supporting the development of small and medium enterprises, SMEs, and encouraging policy reforms that make Iraq an attractive destination for foreign direct investment, FDI. American companies, especially those in energy, finance, and construction, have played a crucial role in these efforts. This engagement is more than just business, it is about strategically positioning Iraq as a stable and prosperous player in the global economy. One of the significant areas of focus has been Iraq's financial sector reforms. After years of instability, the country's banking and financial systems needed a complete overhaul to meet international standards and support economic growth. The U.S. has worked with Iraq to introduce modern financial management practices, improve the transparency of monetary policies, and restructure the banking sector. The goal is to establish a stable and predictable exchange rate, which will, in turn, promote investor confidence and economic growth. Iraq aims to encourage the inflow of foreign capital, which is essential for economic growth and development. Linking the East to the West is another significant aspect of Iraq's strategy, which involves positioning itself as a bridge between major economic blocs. Iraq's geographical location places it at the crossroads of Asia, Europe, and Africa, making it a strategic point for trade and energy transit. The country's historical role as a major center for trade, particularly during the times of ancient Mesopotamia, reinforces its potential to become a modern-day hub for commerce. The development of infrastructure, such as roads, railways, and ports, is crucial in achieving this objective. Iraq's Development Road Program is a flagship initiative aimed at transforming the country's infrastructure and connectivity. This program involves massive investments in road networks, railways, ports, and other logistics infrastructure to create an efficient transportation corridor that can facilitate the movement of goods between East and West. The development road is not just about physical infrastructure, it represents a broader economic strategy to integrate Iraq into global supply chains, enhance trade, and boost economic growth. The improved infrastructure will make it easier for Iraq to export its oil and gas resources while also allowing for the import of goods and services that are necessary for domestic consumption and industrial development. To make this vision reality, Iraq will need to ensure the stability of its currency, as it would signal economic stability and predictability. Reforming the exchange rate mechanism involves more than just setting a fixed value for the Iraqi dinar. This would involve careful management of inflation, fiscal discipline, and policies that support economic growth. The process of achieving economic reform in Iraq is complicated by several factors. The country has endured decades of conflict, political instability, and economic mismanagement, which have resulted in significant challenges. Corruption remains a persistent issue, affecting various levels of government and the private sector. Addressing these challenges requires not only technical and financial support from international partners but also strong political will within Iraq. The government must be committed to implementing reforms that promote transparency, reduce bureaucratic hurdles, and encourage entrepreneurship. The rebuilding of Iraq's economy also involves diversifying its sources of revenue. For too long, the country has relied heavily on oil exports as its primary source of income. While oil is a valuable resource, over-reliance on a single commodity makes the economy vulnerable to global oil price fluctuations. Diversification efforts include developing sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, and services. Encouraging private sector growth in these areas can create jobs, increase government revenue, and reduce dependence on oil. The Development Road Program is instrumental in facilitating this diversification. By improving infrastructure, the program aims to create an enabling environment for industries to thrive. Iraq's economic reforms are not happening in isolation. The country is part of a larger regional and global context where economic interests often overlap with geopolitical considerations. The Middle East is a region characterized by complex political dynamics, and Iraq's efforts to reform its economy must take into account the interests of its neighbors and major global powers. The U.S., in particular, has strategic interests in the region, including ensuring the stability of energy supplies, countering terrorism, and promoting democratic governance. Iraq's success in implementing economic reforms can contribute to the broader stability of the Middle East, which aligns with U.S. foreign policy objectives. Another important aspect of the U.S.-Iraq partnership is the fight against terrorism, particularly the remnants of extremist groups that continue to pose a threat to the region's stability. Economic reforms are part of a broader strategy to address the root causes of instability, including unemployment and lack of economic opportunities. By creating jobs and improving living standards, Iraq can reduce the appeal of extremist ideologies and contribute to long-term peace. In addition, Iraq's economic reforms have the potential to influence its role in the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. As one of the major oil producers, Iraq's policies can affect global oil markets. Reforms aimed at increasing oil production efficiency, reducing waste, and attracting foreign investment in the energy sector can enhance Iraq's influence within OPEC. This, in turn, can impact global oil prices and energy security. For Iraq, aligning its oil production policies with its broader economic goals is essential for maximizing the benefits of its natural resources. As Iraq progresses with its reforms, the role of its central bank will be crucial in maintaining monetary stability. The Central Bank of Iraq must continue to implement policies that control inflation and support economic growth. The success of these efforts will depend on the central bank's ability to respond to changing economic conditions and make necessary adjustments to the exchange rate. A flexible monetary policy framework that can adapt to external shocks, such as fluctuations in global oil prices, will be vital for sustaining economic stability. The journey of economic transformation is a long and challenging one for Iraq. While significant progress has been made, much work remains to be done. Continued support from international partners, particularly the United States, will be crucial in helping Iraq navigate the complexities of reform. At the same time, the Iraqi government must remain committed to the principles of transparency, good governance, and economic diversification. Ultimately, Iraq's economic reforms aim to create a prosperous and stable country that can serve as a bridge between East and West. By investing in infrastructure, modernizing its financial system, and promoting economic diversification, Iraq seeks to unlock its full potential. The Development Road Program symbolizes the country's ambition to not only rebuild but to rise as a key player in the global. Thanks for tuning into IQD Dinar News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. For more updates on the Iraqi dinar and global currency trends, hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.